Savage helped the Blue Jays go through the Yankees in the division series, Seattle in the championship series, now in the World Series for the first time since '93. Dodgers sweep Milwaukee, trying to become the first team to repeat since the Yankees. Off we go. He went fastball and he missed badly with it. Everybody's seeing him for the first time. Here's his 2-2, and there it is to finish off Ohtani.
There's the release point, and there's the splitter that drops, and the hitters just don't see this. 7.1 feet at the height of release, and his fastball command is going to be very, very huge against a Dodger team that doesn't expand the zone.
The payoff to Mookie Betts. Bouncing ball. Jimenez. 1-2 from Trey Savage. Bounce gently right side to Bo Bichette, and the kid has him rocking to the 1-2-3 first. Blue Jays come to bat against Blake Snell when you come back. Another payoff. Taken for ball 4, and the Jays have the first base runner of the game. A green light and a runner that'll sneak through for a base hit into right field. Guerrero heads for third. Hernandez is still not close to in time, and the Jays have him cornered in the first. Welcome back, Bo Bichette. Guy can fall out of bed and hit.
Typically 3-0, you might think about pulling this ball, but he saw a side of the infield that was wide open. And he gets a hit. And right away, the theme again for this series, runners in scoring position, 2 outs. They do it all. They score a ton of runs with 2 outs. They score.
On the 9th pitch, Kirk takes ball 4, bases loaded. What a chance for the Blue Jays in this first inning against Snell. The 1-2, another breaking pitch is flied into center field. Andy Pages comes on, and Blake Snell gets out of this bases loaded jam, but the Jays force him to throw 29 pitches. His 3-1 is taken for ball 4. The Dodgers have their first base runner on a leadoff walk from Smith. Muncy on 0-1. Shoots one to left field, a base hit, and the first one of the game for the Dodgers. Max Muncy, who's just 1 for 12 in the championship series, has a single to put him at first and second.
He gave a high sign for a slider that I don't know if he's actually trying to throw the slider up there, but that's right down the middle and no break at all. And Max Muncy's not going to miss too many of those. He's lucky he's a single.
Jays have turned a bunch of them. That's up the middle and through. Base hit center field from Hernandez. Teoscar Hernandez comes home. The Dodgers are on the board first. Kike Hernandez again getting the job done in the postseason. And it's the bottom of the order for the Dodgers, getting the game's first run.
Another slider over the middle of the plate. You cannot live there with the Dodgers. You cannot. And he's going to have to make an adjustment. When the Dodgers realize he doesn't have his fastball or not willing to go to his fastball a lot, they can sit on the off-speed pitches.
On a 2-2, Edman taps it along third, and no play for Ernie Clement. An infield single for Tommy Edman to load the bases. The Dodgers doing their best Blue Jays impression here, putting the ball in play and putting the pressure on.
Well, what a total change of the bottom of the first to the top of the second. And speaking of the top, he just hit the top of that baseball. The Toronto Blue Jays got a chance to break open their lead, and
3-2 on Pages. Nowhere to put him with Ohtani on deck. Here it comes. He struck him out. Slider gets Pages 2 away.
Well, he saved his best slider that really took off down.
Well, here we go with the bases loaded. It's Shohei Ohtani. Grounder, fair. Guerrero beats him to the bag, and the Savage limits the damage to 1. 0-2 from Snell. is hooked into shallow left field and a base hit, and that's what he's done all postseason. Swings at everything. It doesn't matter if it's in the middle. It doesn't matter if it's a foot off of the ground. Ernie Clement's not met a pitch he doesn't like. I mean, this pitch is almost on the ground.
That's what happens. You make contact, good things can happen. And they have followed this script from spring training.
And he's put that all together this year. Springer with a cue shot to first. Freeman has no play at second. Turns and throws to first. It's not in time. Throw to third. They got him. Wow, the ball getting tossed all over the diamond. First, Freeman looks to second. Then he goes to first. And back across the diamond for a second. They're looking like a high-level Little League game. But they get Ernie Clement. And Blake Snell with an adventurous first couple innings, but no damage against him. To the challenge every time that they've asked. Just there's only so much in that tank, and he's issued his second leadoff walk. 9 straight All-Star games for this guy. And it's back-to-back walks to open the third, and John Schneider's got to start to think about how soon he wants to get that bullpen going. His payoff is poked through the right side, a base hit for Smith. Here comes Betts. Straw's throw goes into second, and they've got Freeman hung up. Here comes a tag from Clement. They're running back to the bag. It is 2-0 Dodgers. Will Smith drives in Mookie Betts. And heads into second there with Freeman tagged out for the first out of the inning.
Freddie with a rare base running error. And this is just, again, good hitting by a Dodger team that has really put Savage in a tough spot. And Freddie went past the bag thinking there might be a throw home, but it wasn't. And this is a good play by throwing it right to second base, and now he's stuck.
It's been an edge for the Blue Jays, and every series they've played in, the defense really good. On a payoff, Fernandez grounds one towards the middle. Bichette with a backhand. Quick trigger throw to first. You'd never know. He's never played there in the big leagues.
That was such an outstanding play. You know he's got to be a little careful. And we talked about his knee. Running won't be the big issue. It's these kind of plays. You see the effort, and you see the throw, and a big out.
John Schneider said, I know he can do it, and he knows firsthand from having managed him in Double-A back in 2018 when he played a little bit of second base.
It's freedom that allows his fastball to explode at the top of the zone.
Muncy traces a splitter for strike 3, and despite 3 walks and 4 hits, only 2 runs against him. Middle 3, 2-0 Dodgers.
Didn't work out that way health-wise. It has in the postseason. 8th
pitch to Kirk. Swatted towards the right field corner. Hernandez turns and watches this one hit off the wall. Holds him to a single. Teoscar guns it in. And Kirk, who has many wonderful traits, speed is not one of them, settles for a leadoff single.
What an at-bat again. He just did not swing outside the zone, and then finally was able to keep one fair.
Jays fans are saying, wait a minute, we watched you streak in from second to score that run in the championship series. What we got? Varsho in the air to center field. Pages going back, turns, watches, and it's gone and tied. Dalton Varsho locks game 1. And John, it's one of the left-handers that bites him.
Yeah, he just guessed right. First pitch fastball, and he let it eat. That jacket has gotten a lot of use in the postseason. They hope it's going to extend well beyond what the stitching in that thing holds it apart. But that first pitch fastball, he just went and attacked. Straightaway center, no doubt about it. And we got a new ball game.
First home run that Blake Snell has given up to a left-handed hitter all season. Tied at 2 in game 1. Ernie Clement sends the first one he sees into center field. Pages calls out Fernandez. 1 out.
Well, all the pitches that they were seeing, this is the first one on the first pitch. And that couldn't have been better timing. I thought the left-handers were going to have an extremely hard time against Blake Snell. Well, he said,
slider to the corner to get him. Brand new ball game though in Toronto. It's Dalton Varsho off of the batter's eye in center field. 2-2, and we're back after a word from your local Fox station. Bichette, Kirk, and Varsho for the Blue Jays here in the 6th inning. Going to do the same thing they did in Game 7 of the championship series. Come back and win it. A leadoff walk for Bichette. Go-ahead run aboard for the Jays. Kirk bounces one through. Base hit right field. Counter from Office stops at second. Kirk has been on all 3 times in this game. Go-ahead run into scoring position.
I'm going to get a mound visit. Another great piece of hitting from Kirk.
Varsho paid the price. Or would have put him on anyways as ball 4. And the Jays have loaded the bases against Blake Snell with nobody out. That's the last pitch that Snell will throw. Middle infield back, corners even with the bags. Clement starts his run through. Blue Jays take the lead. Station to station, 3-2. Ernie Clement delivers again.
There's just something different about this team when runners get on. Hyper-focus, yeah. Committed to their plan, yeah. But making contact and taking advantage of pitches that don't break out of the zone doesn't mean they're going to go on and win the series. But everybody who thought that this was going to be a fairly easy series for Velocity.
Now another 3-2. He's walked in, and it's 4-2 Toronto. Kirk can walk home.
And he's glad he's walking home.
Yeah. Base hit to right field from Jimenez. Again, 90 feet apiece. 5-2 Blue Jays. Bottom of the order, telling the story once again.
They're tough at home. The splitter there just hung in the zone. They're tough with runners on. And if you talk to their manager, they're tough, period.
And the division series comes in here, struggles. Barger sends a towering drive, right center field. Kiss it goodbye. Addison Barger has connected on a grand to break open game 1 and start this place shaking.
Well, he hit a fly ball, and he guaranteed his teammate was going to come up, but I didn't in a situation where his teammate might come up with nobody on. And that grand slam, wow. I mean, this is a high breaking ball, and we talked about him. You want to see a hard swing? That was a hard swing.
Guy that he pinch hit for. And if you're unfamiliar with the Blue Jays, just learning about them today, just watch this 6th inning. Watch the bottom of the order set the table. Watch guys come off of the bench and deliver. They've batted around. In the shallow center field. Here comes Pages. That's down.
We saw a little bit of this against the Yankees, their ability to explode and get the crooked number. One swing got a crooked number in the 4 spot. This obviously, there's your first pinch hit grand slam in World Series history. Wow.
Here's a high drive off of the bat of Kirk, sailing back there to center. Does it have enough? You bet. Double digits for the Jays in game 1. What a statement from Toronto.
Like I said, he's the perfect guy to talk about what the Toronto Blue Jays kind of do. You walk off the bus, you go, he's like,
he said, I'm going to need a tailor for this. Fly to shallow left field. I mean, this is mind-blowing right here. A Dodger pitching staff that gave up 4 runs in 4 games gives up 9 runs in 1 inning. Addison Barger has his place in history with a pinch hit grand slam in the Fall Classic. They've been waiting 32 years for this. Oh my gosh, they're saying tears are flowing in game 1 in Toronto. We're back
with a 9.9 run lead to throw a 2-0 breaking ball.
How about a 4-pitch walk?
Yeah, that's not going to get your manager in a good mood because there's no reason for that.
It there, hit in the air to right field. Back it goes. It is gone. Yeah. Sky scraping home run from Shohei Ohtani. Left it over the plate, and Ohtani didn't miss.
Just can't do that to a great hitter.
That's the fastest run around the bases I've ever seen. Right on the heels of Tommy Edman. 4th home run the last 2 games for Ohtani, and it's 11-4.
But just see it coming, and it rolled right there perfectly for him. And that swing has been done a lot this year. Is that over 60 now?
That is 61.
Okay. Well, now it's a 7-run lead.
1-2 Freeman climbs the ladder to get to that. In right center field, Barger to finish off the top of the 7th. Ohtani goes deep, but the Jays still with a bunch of breathing room as we stretch.
Yeah, the Dodgers had Savage on the ropes. And
as the 2-2 comes home from Bassett to Muncy. Yeah, and swinging at that looping curve. Would not be surprised to see Joe make an appearance here at some point in this series. Down swinging. And the Blue Jays and their fans who have waited. He probably wasn't even alive in '93. Loving it. He was. She was. No matter when they were born or where they're from, they're having a blast in here tonight in Blue Jays colors. 11-4 in game 1 as Chris Bassett looks to finish it off. And on 1 pitch gets pop up here. Kirk with room. Edman retired like that.
Mariners, in fact, the first 2 games did not.
Pages into right, hangs up for Barger. 2 gone in the 9th.
But then they got it going on the road.
Walk for Ohtani. Painting was a gift. I'm taking it with me. Oh, it's close to a pickoff. Now, Babe Ruth was once caught stealing to end a World Series, and the modern day version pretty darn close. They're going to challenge.
Call at first base. Runner is safe.
Colton Wall was picked off. Ohtani will not join that reel. He's safe. It was close, and he knows it. Statement made by the Jays in game one. They pour 11 on this dominant pitching staff.
A lot went right. They got their superstar Bichette in the game for 6 innings. He contributed. There you see the stats on a sweep versus 7 games series.
Well, we mentioned that the 4 times that one team swept a series and the other played 7 met head-to-head in the World Series. The team that did the sweep 0-4 in the World Series. Not just 0-4 in the World Series, they've only won 2 games total in those 4 World Series.